Hello, this is the Compost Wizard, and we've got here one of these new composters which composts both vegetable matter from your garden, vegetables, and also meat and fish. So it's quite a revolutionary thing. It comes from Sweden. Like most things in Sweden, it comes in flat pack form, and this is how it arrives. So me and Hobbs here are going to show you how to put this thing together. We found the instructions. You've got some in English and some in Swedish. And you also find lots of what looks like polystyrene, but do not throw it away, because that polystyrene is part of the insulation of the composter.
You're on. Oh.
Okay, so now we've found the frame here. It comes in two bits. That's the other end of the frame. And what you do is you find a rod here, and there's a rod that goes down into here. You just put some a little nut on the end, it's just finger tight, that's all. And then you put one of these over the rod here, another one like that, and you've got a little end piece there. And all you do, this is the end of the composter, and you know that because you've got the two clips here, so make sure you've got the clips there. And what you do is you start building the composter like this. So just start putting that over the top here, and that's the end of your composter. That will go over the plastic rod in the middle, and just keep pressing down, the way it goes. Okay, so we just put the end plate on. We slid this polystyrene down, this insulation bit down on the shaft as well. We've got this little square plate which goes against this wider shaft here, and so now I'm going to put this is the middle section. So that's one chamber. Do you approve of that one? Hey, is that nice? And then put this little one on here, and then put it on the right way. There we go. Slide this down like that, and there you've got the middle section there. So this is going to be one chamber, and this is going to be the next chamber. And now we put all the centerpieces onto the main shaft of the tumbler. Just make sure that all the pieces are down as far as they can go. You then put that little plastic bit on the top there, and you've got this frame here, and you just put the frame on top like that, and like this, and two nuts there, just finger tight to start with, and then you can stand the tumbler up. Okay. So now we turn this thing how it should be, and you can see where the chambers are going to be. What you need to do is make sure that you've got some holes here, some breathing holes here. Make sure that lines up with the polystyrene insulation, and also make sure that all the shapes add up. So make sure the corners of the insulation are the same as the corners here. Make sure that these clips are the same place both ends, because these clips hold the doors on, and that's what we're going to put on next. So make sure everything's lined up properly, and then you can put these doors on. So we'll do that, and just very roughly put it on like this, and the other end here like that. Okay. So you need to do a couple of checks to make sure everything's lined up, but then you can clip up like that, both ends. And that'll start to give you something fairly rigid to work with. Once you've done that, you can find that you can start tightening up the bolts and nuts here. And that'll start getting things nice and rigid, and you can put the rest of the sides on. So we just made sure that the nuts here are nice and tight on the frame, and we lined everything up, we put the top on, and it's now just a question of making sure that these insulation pieces at the end are nice and tight to the ends. So just get one of these nylon bolts, push them through the polystyrene, and then you put the washer on this end and the nut on as well. So we'll just do that very quickly as the last one here going in. Probably can't see what I'm doing here, but it just goes on like that, and put the washer on the end on the inside. And you just tighten the nut up, just finger tight, just to keep the insulation on the end plate. And there we go. Just need a couple of millimeters of thread showing, and that's it. That's all the insulation done. So now we'll just put the rest of the plates on the outside of the tumbler, and we're nearly ready. So we've got one panel left over. It seems a funny size, but all you do is put it in here, like that. There's the doors that we've taken off. So we'll put the doors back on. And what we'll do now is put rubbish in this side, and when all this is nice and full, what we'll do is we'll take the doors off and blank off the end like that, and then we can start filling up this end whilst this side is maturing. And so you've got a continual composting process. Okay, so we've left with a few of these mushroom things, and they just go in here over the hole so that it gives you some sort of control of the air that goes into your compost mixture. You need air because the bacteria that you need must have air to break down your waste matter into really good compost. So all you do is just put your black mushrooms on the end here, and there you go.